ECB's Panetta sees move away from dollar as key world currency.
Okay, welcome everyone to the Pro Trader and Plus and the Wasde report. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director for 10-minute trades. Please remember, hold on one second. There we go. My name is Lee Goldstein, the trading director for 10-minute trades. Please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. Okay, it's lunchtime for me, Roz. Not even, just barely lunchtime. So, good lunchtime, good evening to you in Kenya, and it's lunchtime in Pennsylvania, and then some of our California West Coast Seattle people, they're at 8:30 in the morning for them. So, the beauty of all being interconnected, it is amazing. It's one of the things I truly, truly love about doing this. Whoops, sorry if I keep posting that. I just can't stop posting it. I'm just going to post it over and over. All right. All the millions of people watching us on YouTube. Wow. Hey, thanks for joining us on YouTube. And join us for our free challenge, and all the information will be given at that webinar. All right. Let's talk about WASD. Let's get set up. Let's get set up. Dark and still afternoon. Wow. In the UK? Is it really dark? Really? I did not realize that. I mean, like nighttime dark, Francis? Nighttime dark? I mean, I'm so ignorant about the UK. All right, let's leave it at that. I don't want to make myself appear to be stupider than I am. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's dark early. I was thinking, I'm not going to tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking the day hadn't started yet. But no, I forgot. You're 6 hours ahead of us. So, all right. No, that makes sense. Your winter, your dark starts early. Our dark starts early now too, by about 5, because we recently changed the clocks. So our dark starts early. I actually like it. Excuse me, when it's cold and it starts early. I don't mind the dark being early. Why do we have no webcam on our stream? It should be on there. Oh, I know why. I'm just not seeing it. It's there. Okay, good. The webcam is there. All right. Hey, everybody on YouTube. Jedi Master, welcome over there. I don't know who you are, but I'm thinking you know me and know us. Hit the like button, everybody, on YouTube and share the video. Let's get us going on YouTube. We are a YouTube disaster. We're getting very few people to our streams, and I think we deserve a few more. Definitely a few more. We have a lot of people signed up on our channel, and nobody's coming to the streams. So let's get off your butts and let's get to our YouTube streams. Why not? What do you got to lose? Nothing. All right. Wasde. I re- we started actually doing Wasde this morning a little bit. All right. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your account is set for the right trading time for Wasde. So right click, we've got soybeans and we've got corn. All right. We've got ZC 326. All right. That's chart number one. ZC 326. The grains are very quiet, very tight range. I'm thinking that that will give us a nice move on Wasde. I am expecting a nice move on Wasde. I don't know.
Fitch Rating says the German
There
pension
was a
package highlights
report
risks to reform
that
agenda.
China was coming through on some of their soybean purchases. Okay. So, is that true? I mean, you can't trust anything that anybody says to anyone anymore. So, let's ask the only person we can trust, ChatGPT. Has China actually purchased any soybeans from the USA recently? All right. Has China actually purchased any soybeans? Let's spell it right. From the USA recently. Searching the web. Yes, but only recently and after a period without purchases. Um, According to recent reports, China bought at least 14 cargoes of U.S. soybeans in a week-long series of purchases in late 2025, making its largest U.S. soybean buy in 2 years. These purchases came after a stretch in which China had reportedly imported no soybeans for the U.S., zero in September 2025 because of the trade wars, and now billions of money has to be given to farmers because of these policies. It's beyond comprehension what's going on. Destruction of economies, destruction of farms. It's unclear if this marks a full return to prior buying levels or just a temporary resumption. Of course, we know that. Okay, that's the situation. I believe because of that, we may get an interesting move on soybeans on the WASDE report. It's possible. It is possible. It could affect the report. The other issue is if you're trading in certain prop accounts, not all of them, but some, you cannot get a trade triggered with your prop account because they don't support soybeans. Bullinox does not support soybeans. I am using Bullinox. So if I mean corn. So if I want to trade corn, I have to trade corn with cash. All right. First thing I'm going to do is set up the soybean chart, which is ZS0126, and I'll say it one more time. Right click your chart, click data series, and then look for trading hours under time frame and make sure it is default 24/7. And while you're doing that, make sure that your days to load is no more than 5. When you trade with us, in general, apply it and okay it. Don't load more than 5 days of data. 3 is even enough. The more data you load, the more opportunity there is to slow down your Ninja Trader. You certainly don't want 30 days of data, 40 days of data. That's not recommended. It slows down the platform. Okay. And when you want to have trades trigger quickly, you don't want to slow down your platform. So our soybean setup is pretty simple. And I do like the Wasde report. The Wasde report is a grain report. It has to do with planting and acres planted, soybeans, corn, all sorts of grains are covered in the Wasde report. One day you might want to go read the Wasde report, you know, and you can go to the USDA website and read the Wasde report. Right click the chart, click on strategies. Going to create a breakout, news trader, breakout trade. We're going to trigger our WASD at 11:59:58 Eastern Time. It's a 12
Voice news
noon
disconnected.
12 noon report, 11:59:58. You know I'm going to set that to 0 in a minute because we're going to check our bracket. So I'll set it to 0 now. The bracket is 12 on soybeans. And I'm trading one target for 10, a second target for 30. And I'll do a BE minus 6 on my target, one stop move. All right, BE minus 6. And my stop is 20. The WASD report is a family money trade. It's been trading great. There was no data in October, but we did have a trade in November, and I see it's not on the DMM. It was also a winner. So we've had 4 winners in a row on the WASD. Let's check our bracket. This is a report that it does have a history of reversing. WASD has a history of reversing, but the corn, especially in corn, we were only doing a trap trade. But nowadays, the reversals have been smaller and less common just temporarily because it will go back most probably to reversing because that's the nature of the report over the years. It's not like it was occasionally reversing. They often reverse. So I do, and you should put a reverse continuation on every WASD chart. Now I'm going to check our bracket with
Order
soy.
submitted.
All right, that's a little big on the bracket. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of the
Order
line,
canceled.
the annoying line under trading, under optional. Disable show vertical line on entry. That'll be turned off. And then we will put our time back to 11:59:58. And I'll trade this in a funded account, number 55, soy breakout. Apply it, okay it, and that's in 55. And I'm also going to set up a reverse continuation. Right click the chart, add a second strategy, change breakout to reverse continue. It's $12.50 a tick. I'll put one contract on for a reversal. I'll do a stop of 20 ticks, and I'll do a 25 tick target for a discretionary reversal continuation. I'll label it soy reverse REV, and we'll trade that in the same funded account. If we take that trade, reversal is a discretionary trade. The breakout is automated. It's an automatic entry. All right. So we've got both our setups on soybeans. Soybeans are ready. Now, corn, if you notice, we're on a Bullinox account, right? So let's say I'm on a random Bullinox account, um, and you want to see if you can place an order with corn. I
According to
know
the
we
UN
can't
Trade and
because we
Development
tested it
Agency,
this
global
morning.
trade grew
So
7%
I'll
in
go way up to the
2025
top of
despite
my chart,
geopolitical
and I
tensions and
can
higher
put on
costs.
a market if touched order. So it's not going to get filled, it's not
Order
going to get
submitted.
touched, and I get the error product code not permissioned. So the only way I can trade corn is if I trade it in our cash account. I like Wasde. Corn's been working nicely, so I'm going to trade it in our cash account. I'm willing to take the risk. It's not my account, so I'm not trading it big. So I'm going to right click, go to our corn setup. Make sure that your corn is ZC space 03-26 is the correct contract. We are on March. The January contract has nice volume also, but March is the correct contract. Right click the chart, click on News Trader. It's a breakout trade. We're going to trigger it at 11:59 on corn. Interesting. I would probably trigger it at 58. So I'm going to trigger it at 58. 11:59:58. The bracket is 8 on corn, not 58. I'm going to make the time 0 because we're going to test the bracket like we always do. And we've got a position for each target. We've got 2 targets. Target 1 is 8. Target 2 is 20. All right. It could be up to 25, I think, on target 2. Be prepared to manage your trade. The stop is 20. And target 1 stop move. If the market fills my first target, I will move the stop to be E-4. You know, that's interesting, Calvin, that it's a different platform. Bullinox Project X. I'm going to send Bullinox an email and see if they'll permission corn. I never asked them. You know, I thought it was like bonds where they're just not allowing it. So I'll make a note. I'll try for next time. I don't think they will. I think they just don't allow it. I don't understand why they would allow soybeans and not corn. It makes no sense. Let's triple check our brackets. So bracket of 8, targets of 8 and 18, 8 and 20. Stop is 20. You don't have to choose the exact same targets I use, right? Don't forget. This is going to be our corn breakout. And I want to see the bracket. The markets are very quiet. Very, very quiet. I mean, unbelievably quiet.
Order submitted.
Okay, so we have a nice bracket. I wish it were not quite as close to the high of the day. I don't love that. I'd rather it be lower.
Order canceled.
So our corn breakout, right click, go back. All right, Calvin, enough. Stop with the corn already, where you can trade it. I'm surprised that Apex and Bullinox usually have the same restrictions. So maybe it's just permissioning. I'm assuming no one on Bullinox has ever emailed and asked them about it. That I'm sure no one's ever done. putting the time back to 11:59:58, but I'm also assuming no one on Bull and Ox can trade it. Am I correct? Put your targets in. The stop is 20. Make sure you're on the right account. And then I am going to put a reverse continuation on corn. I'm not anticipating a second trade on corn. You never know though. Right click on strategy, click on news trader, change breakout to reverse continuation, and we'll put a corn position on the chart for 20 ticks. A stop of 20. This is a discretionary possibility. All you need is a position, a target, and a stop to set up a reverse continuation. Always choose an account for it, and then always label it reverse corn continuation. All right. So corn is set up. Soybeans are set up.
In 10 minutes time now, at the top of the hour, we
Make
get the
sure
release
you
of the
enable it,
EIA's
and then
short-term energy outlook report. We also get the Wasde end stock numbers.
let's
Wheat
take a
end
look and
stocks
see what
forecast
happened
901
last
million, on the
month.
same as the
So
prior.
last month, pretty much at the
Soybean
last
end stocks
minute,
forecast
Wasde
300
came
million, on the
out.
prior
Wasde was
290.
announced,
Cotton end stocks forecast 4.46
and we
million, on the
traded
prior
it. We were
4.3.
ready.
And corn end stocks forecast 2.147
So
billion, on
last
the prior
month, it
2.154
traded
billion.
on the 14th. And like I said, it was last minute in that it wasn't on the schedule. The shutdown had just ended. I guess they had the data available. Corn, we were trading on the right, and we had a very nice trade. Traded in the cash account. Soybeans, we got lucky. It did a whipsaw, but it was not an ultra fast whipsaw, and it filled us and hit our targets and then changed direction. So that's what happened on soybeans. And both instruments had excellent moves. So it was a decent move on soy, made about 125 bucks. One target, it looks like we made. Looks like we made one target and it stopped the other target. That's why on this report, I do think moving the stop with the target one stop move is the trade management I would choose. And we had a really good soybean trade, corn trade. I mean, it trailed. It was a trail. As you can see, big candle, and we got to trail it really nicely, almost over 450 bucks profit on that. That was an excellent report on corn, medium on soy. Let's look at October, September, the last other time that it traded. Now in September, our setups have been very similar. The market's been moving similarly to the way it moved last month. Corn has been picking up in volatility. If you remember, 6 months ago, we weren't even trading corn. It wasn't moving at all. So about 6 months ago, corn started a slow wake up. It just started to wake up on Wasde. So we're now trading it. You know, sometimes you need a couple of months before you get an indication that something's changing. You don't always know immediately. Obviously, one trade is not a trend made. You need a couple of trades. That's why it's complicated to have trade setups, and you try so hard to keep your trade setups as current as possible. Now, very interesting if you notice, in September, corn went right to the low of the day. It broke through it, and then it did a nice reversal. See that? And we did take in a reversal trade. We were not trading real markets, though, real money back then, nor not prop nor cash. So soybean on the right, corn on the left, stuck in the middle with you. Um, so I'm kind of aggravated that Apex is allowing corn and Bullinox is not. So the minute this room is done, I will send them an email. If they can permission it, I want to trade it. And then here is August. August are set up a little bit smaller on the brackets with corn because we had two canceled reports. All right. And it is possible that we get no reaction at all today. There's no guarantee we're going to get good movement. It's not a guarantee.
Reminder in 5 minutes' time, we're expecting the release of the EIA short-term energy outlook report, as well as the wheat Wasde end stocks. Wheat forecast 901 million, unchanged from the prior. Soybean
There's
forecast
also
300
a
million, prior
oil
290
report
million.
at
Cotton end
noon.
stocks forecast 4.46 million, prior 4.3 million. Corn forecast 2.147 billion, prior 2.154 billion.
This was August. Let's see, we got corn on the right,
It's been 5 minutes
soy on the
time now.
left.
Ignore that.
So it was a soybean kind of a whipsaw, also target one, and then it stopped. So if you use your break even -4, it allowed you to protect that from being a losing trade. And then corn, I can't tell what happened. Let me see real quick if I can tell. So here's the corn trade on the right. Oh, I can't get a Paul McCartney song out of my head. It's called I Don't Know. For some reason, my corn trade did not trigger that particular month. Not sure why. I don't remember what happened that day. I don't know. I think it's the best song Paul McCartney has written. Um, so it was on the Egypt Station record. That's many years ago. Let me make sure that our charts are on the correct charts. Soybean is 55. Corn needs to be correct also. It was on the Egypt Station record, which I thought was a very good record. Um, but I think it's one of the best songs he's ever written. It's a song called I Don't Know. It is beautiful. Really Beatlesque kind of song. Reminds me of White Album Beatles or Abbey Road Beatles, that time period. Really, really beautiful. Great song. Let's get this right. I have it reversed. Okay, now charts are correct. Okay. Now, normally with Wasde, as of late, the fills have been pretty quick. The fills have been pretty quick. I probably, now Financial Juice does cover the Wasde report, but honestly, it's very difficult to
1 minute
analyze
remaining now.
this report. But I will know that the news is out. One of the issues we've had with WASD at times, you don't know when the news is out because it's not on any of the calendars. They went through a period at Financial Juice where they covered WASD, then they stopped covering it, now they're covering it again. So our brackets will show up in a couple of seconds.
10 seconds.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, I'd like to get to my
Wheat end
first
stocks
target.
901 million as expected. Soybean end stocks
Order
290 million.
filled.
Okay,
290
first target
million
on
higher than
corn.
forecast 300. Cotton
Stop
end stocks
to
4.5 million.
safety.
4.5 million, which is higher than forecast 4.46
Order
million.
All
filled.
And
right, so
corn end
it
stocks
pulled me out on
2.09
my break
excuse me,
even, just a
$2.029
$75 profit
billion,
in cash. You know,
2.029 billion,
it's not
which
my
is lower than
money.
forecast
I don't.
2.147 billion.
It's really, it did. I was worried about that high of the day. All right. I was worried about the high of the day. It hit the high of the day, broke it very slightly, and changed direction.
Just waiting on
Turning
the
off
EIA's
my
short-term
corn
energy outlook report
breakout
now.
because that trade is over. Now, the soybean breakout, we're trying to get it to continue. The news is a little bit mixed. Corn seems to be up. Cotton seems to be a little bit negative, but mostly I think we have a positive report. I'd like to think that we will get our first target. I will combine these targets for just a quick profit here. Maybe a test of the high is what I would expect. See if we can get a test of the high. I'm going to shrink the stop to the candle before the news below it. Really, the issue, part of the problem is we're stuck in such a tight range. It's such a tight range that it's not getting follow through from the magnet, certainly. The high of the day, I hope it didn't fail here and we're just going to get a stop out now. It looks that way though. Um, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet, but it looks like it's not going to work. Corn looks like it did its little reversal. It looked like it did its little, looks like it did its little reversal. It wasn't a very big move. That's part of the issue here. The corn move was, let me calculate it properly. There's something's going on with my mouse. It's been going on for a couple of days. It's driving me crazy. I'm going to have to change this mouse. It was only a 14 tick move, and that's why we struggled to make money on the breakout with cash. And the darn
OpenAI co-founds
trade is
Agentic
not going
AI
to work.
Foundation under Linux Foundation.
It doesn't look like it's going to work on the other side. I'm tempted to expand, just to bring my stop back to where it was. I originally shrunk it. I'm going to leave it where it was. I'm feeling pretty negative because we're so close to getting stopped out. Corn, you really didn't have a big enough move to take a reversal trade. You know, if you did, maybe you could have gotten 8 ticks. I mean, it didn't blow through anything, Roz. It didn't move very fast. I guess maybe on the burst, we'll look at the video. It didn't seem like it moved fast at all. It missed the high of day on soybeans by 1 tick. So the question now is, will it go back and test the high of day? That's the question. If it doesn't push up, obviously we're going to get stopped. We're in the trade and we're just not getting good movement in either direction, really. It feels heavy rather than long, though. But I'm not going to do anything except wait now and see if we can get our fill, get a small profit. It would be the first time in a long time that Wasde hasn't worked. So it is what it is. It's going to happen. Sometimes it's not going to work. And then I would go absolutely, totally comfortable trading it next month. And in fact, next month, it trades together with the quarterly grain report. I would trade it a little bit bigger because it's a better, even a better opportunity for a big move. And the quarterly report has moved pretty big up until I think the last one was not nearly what we thought it would be, but two quarterly reports prior to the last one moved very well. And in January, Wasde and quarterly grains trade together. Now, if we could only get soybeans to do what corn is doing, we might be able to get out of this trade with a profit. See, I did move my stop automatically. I did move my stop automatically, Calvin, and my soybeans did not hit my first target. So Nitin, maybe you got a better fill than me. Jedi, I don't understand your question. Would you ask that question again? Do you mean, do we have to use NinjaTrader for our software? If that's your question, we do have to use NinjaTrader because that's the platform our software is written for. So it does have to be NinjaTrader. So this is really slow. This is not usually the way WASD responds. And the soybean move was rather small also. The spike was only 20 ticks. So when you think we had a 12 bracket, there's only 8 ticks possible for profit. That's nothing. That means probably 6 because there probably was a little bit of slippage. So I'm trying to hang on in soybeans, but we have a long way to go. Unfortunately, it's a long way to go. Corn gave us target 1 and easy management. And for me, soybeans, we'll watch the video in a minute. We'll watch the video in a minute. And we do have one more event. The only reason I scheduled the bond room, I'm not scheduling bond rooms anymore unless they ever start performing again. They're just not performing. But it's Fed week, and this is now going to get our
Order filled.
soybean trade. That really, really, really bothers me that this trade didn't work on soybeans. It really ticks me off. All right. Can't change it. All right, folks. I want to thank everyone on YouTube. So we had a corn winner, small. Soybean got stopped, unfortunately. And as I said before, we've had multiple winners out of the last 6 months, 8 months on WASD. under no circumstances would I limit my next WASD trade. It has to eventually have a stop. And when you have an event that's trading really well, then I don't welcome a stop ever, but I'm not afraid to trade the next month because the chances are it's going to be a really good trade. So, all right. Thanks everyone on YouTube. If you hit the like before you head out, that would be nice. I mean, the market open tomorrow. So thanks on YouTube, and we'll see you next time on YouTube.